Today, I would like to welcome Derek Burbridge. Derek is from Cardero Clothing, and I will let him introduce himself and tell us a bit about who he is and what he does.
Yeah, so I'm Derek. I'm the owner of Cardero Clothing. We help professional men, grooms, just men in general dress better. A lot of times they're getting bad advice out there, bad fits, bad quality. We really want to help them elevate their game. So that's really why we exist.
And where are you located, Derek?
So we have three meeting rooms that we're using. We have Langley, Abbotsford, and Coquitlam. So we're kind of bouncing between all of those. Our main meeting room is Langley, but in any given day, I could be in all three locations.
Tell me a bit about what drew you to this path, to this industry.
Yeah, this is a fun question because I did a lot of things in my life. I always knew kind of that entrepreneurship was something I wanted to do. I loved creativity, so I was doing different things along that route. When it came the opportunity to get married, I got all this different advice from off the rack stores, rental places. I had groomsmen that were 6'6" down to 5'5". So it was hard to find something that fit everyone. So after going to all these stores, getting the advice that I got, I ended up renting. About a month out from the wedding, I realized that the advice that I got was actually pretty poor. A lot of it was wrong. They're telling me to match the tie and pocket square, which should never match. They should always complement each other. I was matching my groomsmen in pretty much every way. You could not tell who the groom was and who the groomsmen were. So I started learning these things and having to just last minute do these changes. And made it a bit of a hassle to do the changes. So I come in about 3, 4 days before the wedding, try on it's like a rental tux suit hybrid they give you. And I was like, this doesn't look that good. And I tried on, it's way too big for me. They're like, there's nothing we can do. It's in Toronto. Like they can't ship anything out. So it's just a bad experience overall. So I go on my honeymoon to Thailand. Probably we left 2 days after the wedding. I had to return the suit the day after the wedding when you're bagged. Like you're so exhausted and I got to think about returning it. So just all around, it was just a bad experience. Didn't matter where I went. So go to Thailand, no intention of getting anything. And one guy pulls me into a shop and I go in and I've always liked men's fashion. And I'm a kid in a candy store. Like you give me all these fabrics and these options. I was like, this is amazing. So I get a suit made up. And if you see my website, the before and after pictures on there. But yeah, it was like you go from this really bad experience to this really amazing experience. And from there, I would just my brain just starts going. Like I can build a business plan in my head in a minute. And I was kind of just doing that. So the rest of the honeymoon, like I was just kind of like thinking about it, come back, and a friend of mine's like, why don't you start? Started coming up with the ideas and how I wanted to do it and just running on the back of schedules at the job I was doing at the time of how I would do it. And within about, I think it was just over a year, I actually just jumped in and went for it.
Wow. Quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Might
was
as
a lot of
well
work to but we got there.
rip the band-aid off and just go for it.
Yeah, I knew the time was coming up. Like I was in a job that was kind of dead end, but it paid the bills and flexibility. But I was like, I'm just not happy here, and I know I'm made for more than this. So when the opportunity came and I felt like I actually had something, I leaped. I went for it.
What was life like for you before you started your business?
I don't know how far back I want to go, but like you kind of come out of high school with not really. I didn't have an idea what I wanted to do. I was quite insecure, to be honest with you, at that time when I came out of high school. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I didn't want to put myself out there. Worked in fast food for probably like a week, and then went into production and manufacturing, and it didn't feel right. So you're kind of just dabbling, like, what do you want to do? And like to be completely transparent with my story, like I came to faith like as a Christian when around 2007, 2008. And that's when I started having things open up for me and these opportunities start coming and surrounding myself with really good people that were encouraging. And that kind of started the process a little bit for me. But that's when I went to BCIT for video editing. I worked in movies. I worked in TV. I still had the manufacturing job. I worked in hockey doing replay and camera. And all these opportunities started coming to me. And I'm like, I thought I wanted to do this. I thought I wanted to go this route. But it doesn't really feel like what I want. It's the flexibility isn't there. The hours are crazy. The workload is it's hit or miss. You're either flying or you're not. Like you're working really hard and you got jobs or you don't. So it was just a lot of discovery of figuring out where I want my life to go. What do I feel like I'm called to? What do I feel like my life is supposed to look like? And it was just a lot of figuring things out. Like at the time, my wife and I started dating in 2012, and we had a lot of conversations around that stuff. And she really likes that I'm driven and likes that I have all these ideas and that. But just landing on something, it was hard to really figure out what it is I wanted to do. And I really feel like I could have gone so many avenues. I could have stayed in movies. I had a videography company. I could have done that. But this was something that I really found passion in and something that I've always tried to discover my own style and find things that I really enjoy wearing and how to do things properly. And I've had some misses, but just discovering all of this is something I've enjoyed. So I'm like, this is something I think would be fun for people. And I had a really bad experience and I can know what it's like to go through that. So now I'm in a position of being like, I know the advice you're getting and I know the advice that's wrong and I know what you should be doing. So it really felt like a lot of things came together, but it was just a lot of uncertainty for a long time of what it was supposed to look like.
I love that you're your ideal client, that you had the bad advice, you went through the struggles, and that you also know what good advice looks like because of what you experienced in Thailand. And now that you're giving that to other people. So, which leads me to my next question is, what's your why behind your business? How would you sum up your why behind your business that's not just about making money?
I always laugh at myself because so much of your business is around revenue and targets and setting goals and all this stuff. And a lot of them are revenue goals. But when I'm sitting across from a client, I can't leave the appointment feeling like I gave them bad advice. So if I'm off my target by this much, this is probably my last appointment of the day. I'm not going to bring out the high end fabrics just because I need to nail that target. Like I just can't do that. I want guys to feel like they were heard. I want guys to feel like they got the right advice. And whether they decide to buy with me or not, I want to make sure that they're going into whatever they're going into next, whether it's another store or they are buying through me and then they want to start building their wardrobe. I want to make sure that they feel like they're on the right path. Because when I was doing it, I didn't feel like I was heard. I feel like I was told a lot of things and not asked very many questions. And you're kind of pigeonholed into what other stores have. So we want to make sure that the guys have lots of options, but also their mind doesn't get blown by trying to go through all of this stuff. Because we have thousands of fabrics. When I first started, my appointments sometimes could take 3 hours. And that is too long. Like people, you would just watch their eyes roll back in their head. Like they're like, it's too much. So I had to find a way to just dial it in and bring it down. So we've done a lot of that to help guys just come in and figure out exactly what it is I need. A lot of guys will come in and say, I need a black tux. And then when we talk to them, it's like, you don't need a tuxedo. You don't need a black suit. You need a charcoal or navy suit because it's going to work in more environments. So if they went into a store and said black tux, they might walk out with a black tux, go to a casual wedding and they're wearing a tuxedo and they don't know, they just look completely off. So we want to make sure they're getting the proper advice. So a lot of times you can focus on making money. You can focus on all these things. That comes when you're giving right advice. So I try not to stress too much about that. I just want to make sure guys come in and first off, just feel relaxed and comfortable. I know it can be a bit intimidating. You're coming in, this guy, like I'm wearing like a purple wool silk linen jacket right now. You got a guy who's coming in like, he's fully suited up and you're wearing jeans and a t-shirt and you've never done this before. It can be intimidating. So when they meet with me, it's pretty like I disarm them right away. It doesn't feel intimidating. I'm just not that guy. So the first thing is just make sure guys feel comfortable. And once that is, I just enjoy the conversation and just have fun with it. So there's a lot of whys in there, but it's just a lot of times it's just educating. It's making sure guys feel respected and heard, I think is one of the biggest things. And then just leave with a plan.
A lot of salespeople pitch, but they don't listen.
We make sure that when they come in, I know exactly what they're looking for, or at least what they think they're looking for. And then we have stuff laid out already. So they don't have to open the books themselves. I have about 15 fabric books in my bag. I bring out about four. And then I have about 8 to 10 swatches laid out with different textures, different kind of, whether it's a dark navy or a charcoal to a mid gray. And then they can kind of look at it. And right away, I can kind of see where they're looking. And from there, we can narrow it down pretty quick. And sometimes guys choose their fabric within 3 to 5 minutes. And then from there, it's like we customize the lining and like all these different things with it. So it's fun. Then we do the measurement. So it's making sure they're not sitting there for an hour making multiple decisions that it's too much. And I don't want that. So I don't want my clients to go through that.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. So what would you say was one of your biggest challenges you faced in your journey of building your business?
There's just so many. What do I choose? It's just like anything. I was pretty naive when I started it, thinking like, I feel a call to this. I'm going to be blessed. Everything's going to go well. And it just went the opposite of well. I thought I was going to be an online company. I thought I was going to start selling stuff. People would flock to me. I sold like 2 ties in the first month online. And I was like, okay, I need to change course here. So then I had to go in person. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm a local company. And then I started meeting with people doing networking events. And the first networking event I ever went to, I was sitting outside of a radio station in Abbotsford for the chamber. And I'm holding onto the steering wheel. And I'm like, I do not want to go in there right now. But I'm like, I know this is what I need to do. And I know myself well enough to know I'm not going to go home. So I had to step out and do it. And it was great. I've had to do cold calling, which I hate. I still hate it. During COVID, There's no one was buying suits. Weddings were paused. People can be on Zoom meetings like this in their dad's jacket and no one would know. So that was a big challenge. But that one, I realized I had opportunities to sell masks. So I called every city government across Canada and asked if they needed masks. I sold enough to get me through that first year. And then I had to take on a digital marketing job for a little bit there too, just to make sure that we're doing okay. But thankfully that didn't last too long, but I learned a ton. So everything that kind of punches you in the mouth, you learn. I learned how to be more of a local company, how to set it up that way. I learned digital marketing. I learned automation. I learned so many things through all these mistakes that I've made with different seasons of the business. There's so many challenges you face. There's so many things you go through. Like I could have the same day be the highest high and the lowest low. So you just got to protect yourself to make sure that you're putting yourself in the proper headspace and make sure that you're taking care of yourself so that when the highest high comes, you don't go too high. And when that lowest low comes, you don't go too low. Like it could be like I can make a huge sale one day and have a refund the same day. Thankfully, it's very rare refunds happen, but those suck. Like it just makes you feel pretty bad when that happens. But I just know the process we're in now, and I've been in it for 10 years now, and I know there's the ebbs and flows, and I know that just because there's one bad experience, there's another good one around the corner. So you kind of learn a lot through the challenges that you come with.
I love that you don't look at those challenges as woe is me, but you look at it as an opportunity to improve. And you did with your business. You looked at it as, okay, I've overcome this and now I've got to put this in place, or this wasn't right for me. I'm going to transition to a different direction. So you went from online to, oh no, actually, that's not working. We're going to have to do this as a in-person business. So that's wonderful. What makes your business different from others in your space?
Yeah, I think because I don't do a lot of the secret shopping, calling around, going into stores. Like I don't do a lot of that. I just have clients kind of come to me and tell me the experiences they have. And a lot of it is they go in and they say there's no selection. They said someone wanted, it was a deep green suit recently, but it was more of a fall color, brown, green, whatever it was. And they come to me and like everyone's telling me it's not coming till the fall because it's a fall color. But a lot of times you need to get it sooner because like we do custom. So we have all fabrics on hand. The biggest differentiator for us though is our style profile. When guys come to us, we're asking the right questions. And it's not just like, do you want black or blue? It's what are you using it for? If it's a business professional, what's your clientele? We ask, do you run hot? Because that's going to help us understand what different fabrics we should offer them. If they should have a lining in the jacket or no lining for more airflow, different types of shirts, we can then ask them about that. We ask what they already have in their wardrobe so that we can actually build something out. Like I used to go to stores and I would see something that I loved. Cool pattern, I buy it. Go to another store, really cool red pants. Now I got red pants and a pattern shirt. They'll never go together. I have nothing to wear them with. So now we help guys build properly. You want the essential pieces first. So the navies, the charcoals, the white shirts, the light blue shirts. And then from there, you continue to build on it. So we keep the measurements on file. We pay for alterations. We make sure that when you have something, you know exactly how to wear it and it fits you properly. And I have guys who text me like, I need a new dress shirt. You know what I need? Just fire it off, send me the invoice. Like I have people order like that. I have some guys come in, the first appointment can be 45 minutes to an hour. The next time it's 20 minutes. We can build out a whole 3-month plan for them. And some guys come in, they need one suit and that's it. And they're good. But we still ask those questions to really know what they actually need and build something that's actually going to work for them. Because a lot of guys will go in a store, you get a polyester suit, you're sweating buckets in it, you already run hot, it's black, you wear it to weddings, funerals, summer, spring, like it doesn't matter. Just it isn't as versatile and doesn't work as well. So we build out that style profile and help guys really build something that works for them and is proper for them.
How would you sum up a transformational result that you help your clients achieve?
Yeah, a lot of times they come in saying the same thing. It's like I play rugby or I'm a former hockey player and I have like big hips. I've never had anything fit me properly. Or guys come in and say I have to always get stuck in suit separates, or I have broader shoulders and because I have broader shoulders now the suit's too long or the sleeves are too long when I buy it off the rack. We have a lot of guys come in like that. So when they come in like that, we take the 21 measurements, we design it all out and it actually fits them. So a lot of guys don't really realize that when you go into a store, you're paying sometimes 600-700 bucks, $1,000, $2,000, and you're getting something that never really fits you properly. You're never really happy with it. And when guys come in, I ask them, "What do you have right now?" And they'll say, "Oh, I have a navy suit." I'm like, "Are you happy with how it fits?" And then 90% they'll say no. I'm like, "Okay, well, then we're considering you starting from scratch. We'll get you the charcoal suit now because you're still wearing the navy one. And just for budget's sake, let's just get you the charcoal. You can mix and match." And most of the time they wear the charcoal one, they'll come back and get a new navy one because they realize how it should fit. and it fits a lot better. So the transformation really just comes down to just little things that we can do that other people can't do that helps you feel better in your suit. It fits better. And then also building that wardrobe properly is just kind of, it's just a night and day transformation. People actually come in and experience it.
You help the guys feel comfortable in their suits, like it, and want to wear it.
Yeah. And a lot of guys don't even wear suits now, but we tell them like you live in the Fraser Valley. If you buy a suit, you can wear the suit pants as dress pants. You can wear the jacket as a sport coat. There's maybe 5% of people out here going to realize it. There's maybe 2%. Like most people are gonna say nice sport coat, nice blazer, nice jacket, nice suit. Like they're gonna call it so many things. It gives you a little bit more flexibility out this way. So like it just always makes me laugh when guys come in and they don't a lot of guys don't really know this. So we try to give them flexible options and make sure that their budget goes further and their stuff lasts longer as well.
If you were to go back and tell yourself at the beginning something, what would your advice be for yourself to when you first started?
I think it would just be chill out. You know, like when you start, you have your bootstrap in everything. Like I would not tell myself to take on investors. I would not tell myself to kind of go the mainstream route. I would say just chill out. Like it all works out. Like you haven't failed. Everything you do, you've learned. And there's some clients I've had that were challenging. It's very rare though. So there's sometimes you go through experiences with people and it really sucks and it can knock you out for a week. Now it can take like a few minutes of sulking and then I'm like, okay, I'm back in. So it's just kind of that, like just relax and just continue just moving forward. And that's kind of what I've always done. But I think I still do put too much stress and pressure on myself that it's kind of all falling on my shoulders. And that's where having that faith background is really helpful because it just helps me kind of just take the weight off myself and not make it just about me and what I'm doing. And like it humbles you as well. So just kind of just take a step back and chill out for a second.
That's wonderful. So you mentioned you're in Abbotsford, you're in Langley, and there was one more, Coquitlam? Okay. Why did you choose these communities for your businesses?
Well, when I first started, I lived in Abbotsford and I drive anywhere and everywhere. The biggest example I can give is I drove from Abbotsford to Kitsilano for an appointment. I was probably there for 30, 45 minutes. He got a black suit. That's it. Comes back in. I drove it all the way back out to him to try it on. I needed no alterations. Perfect fit. Great. I was on the road for probably 4 to 5 hours and I met with a client for probably 45 minutes to an hour. I was like, this does not work. So like I got 2 young kids. I love hanging out with them. I don't wanna be around all over the place. So I'm like, I gotta hunker down somewhere. So Abbotsford was the easy first choice just because that's where I was. Move out to Langley and I gotta love it out here. It is big out here. So I started with another location in Langley. I had one temporarily in Chilliwack, but when I moved to Langley, I like Chilliwack and Abbotsford were like I say we because I've lived there so much, but we're so used to just driving west for things. So I'm like, Chilliwack's a bit too far for me. So Abbotsford can kind of be my hub there. Langley's my hub for kind of Surrey, Langley, Maple Ridge, Pitt Meadows, Aldergrove. A lot of people will come to me from there now. So I'm like, okay, I got those two down. And then I realized Coquitlam had a big gap. There was really nothing there for them. People would have to go to Burnaby and Bank. And there's just such a need in that area. Like there's so many young professionals there. So I decided I would kind of pull the trigger there as well. I opened it like 6 months ago. It hasn't been too long, but just seeing people come in from all over the place, it's also given me access to Burnaby too. So
And
to
you
go,
asked,
yeah, New West, like to go business owner here as well, like it cost me nothing to open that meeting room. It cost me like, I think it's $82 a month I'm paying for that meeting room. I get 3 hours of boardroom space as well, where I use like the meeting rooms there to set up the appointments. So business owner side of it, that pays for itself in one client. In 6 months, it could pay for itself if I do it right. So it was just an easy decision for me. It's a half-hour drive for me, if not less. Abbotsford's about the same, although you're driving on the highway. So just somewhere that keeps me still close to home, but also helps me serve neighborhoods that kind of need it. Like Abbotsford, Chilliwack desperately needs something like this. So does Langley, so does Coquitlam. So I think I might be capping it there, maybe one more location down the road. But I think with where we're at now, those locations just seem like a really good fit for what we do. And we do it so different that I think I can even go into Vancouver and be really successful based on everything that I've learned. But I don't have the desire for that. I'm pretty happy with where we're at and just kind of enjoying it. So I don't want to do anything that, you don't want to be in business doing things you hate doing. You started this yourself. And the joke is like, I don't want to work 40 hours a week for somebody else. I want to work 120 hours for myself. I don't want to do that. I want to love what I do and enjoy what I do. So I think we're pretty good right now.
wonderful. Thank you so much, Derek, for your time. Where can people find you to connect with you?
Yeah, so if you look up Cardero Clothing, we're all over the place: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Connecting with me on LinkedIn is probably the easiest. And for guys, like I just like helping guys dress. So if you are like struggling with anything, just fire questions at me. Like you don't even have to buy stuff off me. You're just getting a lot of bad advice out there. We can help you grow up your wardrobe and just do it in a way that's subtle. And you don't have to be the best dressed guy in the room. You could just be someone who feels comfortable and happy with what you're wearing and confident. So if you have any questions or anything, like I'm happy to reach out if people reach out to me in any of those avenues. And obviously our website, carderoclothing.com as well.
Thank you so much, Derek, and have a wonderful day.
Thanks, Debbie.